Hi, you guys. Hello, and welcome back. So, today I'm going to be reviewing a book, and it is called Who Moved My Cheese? And it's by Dr. Spencer Johnson. One thing that surprised me was this book was written in 1997. So, this book was recommended by a friend, and before I read it myself, actually, I recommended it to someone else, and they read it and they were like, it's really nice. So, yeah, this is when I got to read it, and I finished it within an hour or so. It's about 97 pages. So the book Who Moved My Cheese, it tells the story of four characters living in a maze, right? The maze is really complex. So two of the characters are mice, and the names of the mice are Sniff and Scurry. And the other two characters are like little people. So they're exactly like humans, but they're just smaller. So they're the size of rats, but they think like people, they act like people, they walk like people. And the name of these two little people are Hem and Haw. So what these four characters do in the book is that they're constantly searching for cheese. And cheese can represent different things in life that we all desire. Simply put, they're looking for something that will fulfill them or make them happy. And for a lot of us, it can be like different things. It can be success in your career, money, social status, whatever it may be. So that cheese represents anything that encompasses that. So I'll just tell a bit of what happened in the beginning, but I won't go into the whole story so that I don't spoil it. So basically, Sniff and Scurry are the two mice, and what they do when they're looking for cheese is they have a very simple technique or routine, if I can say that. They simply use the trial and error method. So they will go through the maze, they look, they pass through a dark corridor. If there's no cheese, they come back and they say, okay, let's try another one. And if that doesn't work, they try the next one, and so on and so forth. So they're very simple minded, you know. When they find the cheese, that's okay. They don't find the cheese, that's okay, we can just look again. Whereas the little people who are Hem and Haw, they're very logical and they analyze things at a deep level, almost like humans, right? So they're very calculated in how they look for cheese. And a good place to cut the story would be that Hem and Haw managed to find a place with like an abundant amount of cheese, and yeah, they just kept on going and getting each and every day, and it didn't run out. And they managed to, move closer to where they were finding the cheese so that they could easily, bring it and take it home. And they got very comfortable with it. And they even sometimes brought people over to show them how much cheese they have, and they shared their cheese with some people. They also didn't share their cheese with some people. So that's how it went. Meanwhile, Sniff and Scurry were still, using their simple method of trial and error looking for the cheese. And when the portions that they were getting from this specific section, right, slowly and slowly it started reducing and reducing. And Sniff and Scurry noticed it, and they were like, okay, something's changing and we need to do something about it, right? So they were prepared. But the thing is, Hem and Haw got so comfortable with just finding the cheese there. They never thought, how did this cheese actually come to be here? So much so that they thought the cheese was their own, like they would call it my cheese or our cheese. So slowly but surely the cheese started decreasing until eventually they found no cheese at the station. And Sniff and Scurry, they were like, oh, okay, since it's done, we'll just continue, our methods. Trial and error, we'll look again through different corridors of the maze to look for cheese. Hem and Haw were just so surprised, like, why is there no cheese? Like, it's come, or maybe it will come tomorrow, like, it definitely has to be here. Without ruining the whole story, I think the cheese and how it represents so many of our heart's desires and all that, we look for these things either because we are taught or we learn, like, from ourselves that these are the things that will make us happy, right? And if we are constantly receiving them at a certain time in our lives, right, we become entitled. We begin to think, oh, okay, this is the norm, this is what I deserve, without knowing fully where whatever you deserve is coming from. So yeah, it was very eye-opening. I remember when I started reading it, I was like, oh, it sounds so shallow, but I just kept reading it. I was like, oh, okay, actually it does carry depth, especially towards the end when it's brought back almost as though to real life, where people start discussing the implications. And the main focus of the whole book, I think, is change. The Oxford Dictionary defines change as to substitute one thing for another, or to replace something with another thing, right? So this replacement, this change, it's very constant. It's the only thing that we can be sure of in our lives. You can never be sure of the state that you're in, and I'm sure everyone is aware of that, right? But the question is, how are we going to respond? Out of the four characters, who would you like be? Say, oh no, I'm just like him, I'm just like Paul, I'm just like so and so. Yeah, think about that. I saw this from Google. It's not mine, but these are like 6 lessons that are from the book, and I'll just like share the points and then expand on each one. So the first lesson is security is a waste. Always be ready for change. So as I said before, you are never assured of your position. Let's say like the way there's the world war now. A lot of companies' stocks have plummeted like to the ground. Their value has gone down. Companies whereby you think even the next 10, 20, 30 years maybe they would be thriving, the value has gone down. So why base everything around something that you're not even sure of, when you could just anticipate the change and work around that instead?
Hi guys, so this is post recording Fran, and I'm so sorry because I don't know why. I think my phone overheated, so I could not finish the recording. But yes, I hope you got a lot from this video.
I feel like I'm not loud enough. But anyways, 19 year 19 when? No, he died in July 20. Oh my gosh, when was this book written? Anyways, I think the book was written is basically about it's a okay, yeah, who are Snuff and Scruffy. Yeah, how can I forget the names? Okay. Went off.